इतना सा फर्क है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear friends. We welcome all of you to our Business Opportunity of Chai webinar series. This is the digital representation of the business opportunity and franchise option which we have got for you. This is a 45-minute session. First, we'll talk about the business opportunity with the help of the presentation. Then we'll move towards a question and answer session. We have created a question and answer box on your screen. So we request each one of you to share your queries in the same. We welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. As a team, they are hosting this particular webinar. And the business opportunity which we are bringing today, where you can become a partner with this brand, is Nugget Nation. It's Chandigarh's fast growing casual restaurant offering multiple business models. Nugget Nation was started its journey in 2019 in Chandigarh, where their aim is to become the best ever. And today we have invited Mr. Vishwajit to talk about this brand. We also welcome Samarth, who will take us through the entire presentation. So thank you so much, Vishwajit, for joining in today. But before I formally invite Samarth to talk about the brand, we would like to understand the journey from your side.
Hi, Archana. So thank you for introducing us. Thank you for introducing us. As you said, that it's been almost 3 years since we started the journey of selling nuggets to the people of Tri-City. We started back in 2019. And the response and the love that we have gotten over the years have been really amazing. It's been amazing 3 years. We specialize in selling nuggets and we have loads and loads of variety of it. Be it either be veg or non-veg, we have a huge variety of it. Apart from nuggets, we also sell rice meals. We have amazing drinks. We serve hand spun shakes. And the concept has really hit the city of Chandigarh. So to take it further, I would ask Samarth to get on with it.
Thank you so much, Vishwajit. Now we invite Samarth to talk about the business option with the help of the presentation. Thanks, Samarth. Can we just go for full screen?
Thank you, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to this session and the intriguing concept that Vishwajit had mentioned. So we'll be covering different aspects. We'll be covering the company and the different products that are offering, and we'll also look at the current market and also the franchisee option. So as Vishwajit rightfully mentioned as well, the brand started in 2019. and in Chandigarh, and their aim is to become the best ever. And it's a very unique concept where you have your QSR model along with the tie-ups and the promotional aspect, which is targeting your youth and your millennium population as well. And as we can see, there are different assortment of products, so veg and non-veg products that we can see. So basically, the intention of Nugget Nation is basically to have a basket full of happiness for every customer that comes into the store. If you look at the wide range of food items, so Nugget Nation emphasizes on having more taste, and with each and every bite, you get more and more and more taste. And it's the unique products that they are offering through their highly curated and also attesting to different pellets that people may have. So they have veg nuggets and chicken nuggets being their hero product. Then we also have onion rings, sandwiches, burgers, French fries, rice bowls, garlic bread, and other dips that they have. So basically, the idea behind this concept is to have an American diner feel, however, with a twist and suitable for people of different palates and different tastes that are coming into. And they have delicious product and a big portion that they give to everybody. So everybody eats from their heart and enjoys each and every product that they have. So look at this too. So we can see a QSR format that they have. So we have a takeaway and delivery services. And what they do is they also take part in multiple fairs, events. So large events in Punjab and different events. Also, they take part, associate themselves with leading local celebrities like rap artists, singers, or skateboarders, also associate with comedy night events or your gaming events. So there are different way of functioning, different way of publicizing the product and targeting and intriguing the youth, which is there. How the Nugget Nation functions. So it is very crucial, the element that they cover. So first is basically the main point is fresh ingredients are always sourced every day, and to ensure that the quality and taste is always maintained. So fresh produces stores. So for the franchisee as well, they'll be tying up with the local vendors for your locals produce, and also be providing from the central kitchen your products as well. They also, in the next step, the ingredients are prepared separately. So veg and non-vegetarians have a separate containment area and where they prepare it, preparation area. And main important point is all the meat is hand battered. So hand battered helps enhance the taste, gives the quality and consistency for each and every product which is there, which is different from a traditional meat setup or meat batter that we receive. Also, what is important is food is always prepared fresh as per the order. So we not pre-prepared food is not provided to the customers, and it is always hot so that it retains all the flavor. So having that unique flavor is very important for the company, and also to serve them as a fuller. So as we mentioned, so there are large portions that we are looking into, and also the menu items cater to different kind of pellets. So some people have different pellets, so spicy, non-spicy. All these aspects are covered through different product mix that they have in the menu. If you look at the overall market in India, the food industry, as we knew, during COVID had suffered a decline of 53%. However, post-COVID, more and more people have started by eating out, and we've seen almost a 27% rise in the recovery after the COVID, and it is expected to grow to almost 50 to 54% by 2025, which is a very big growth potential that we're seeing in the market. Also, we are seeing that more people are ordering online, and more than 43% of people have through digital platform, takeaway and delivery, and it is further expanding to 18% by FY25. So if you take the concept of the Nugget Nation and the restaurants and the different type of restaurants that we're providing, we are seeing a very positive growth in the market, as well as the digital platform from takeaway and delivery, which supports your QSR platform as well. And if you see, the changing trend is basically being driven by the millennium population or the younger generation, basically from 25 to 40. These people are basically more influenced by international lifestyle and culture, and more people are eating out and trying different cuisines. Also, given the time period, so more people have limited time to eat outside as well. So they want a good comfort food at a very quick service restaurant. So this is also being offered. If you look at overall aspect of your delivery and takeaway restaurant players, so pre-COVID, there were 13% of the population in the delivery and takeaway share, which were of restaurant players offering. Post-COVID, it has grown to 33%. So more and more people are getting into this model. If you see the overall food industry as well, we saw a decline from 4.2 lakh crores to 2 lakh during COVID. However, it is expected to now grow to almost 4.72 lakh crores in FY22. So more growth we are seeing even from the pre-COVID period that we are seeing in the market. If you also look at the QSR and FSR, which is the most preferred mode of restaurant also nowadays. So post-COVID, it has almost grown to over 50% market share in India, and it's seeing a double-digit growth. So it's a very lucrative market, lucrative opportunity where we're seeing the quick service restaurant almost owning 34% of the market share. So even if you see the overall value, QSRs are the leading mode of restaurants, followed by FSR, which is also growing. So overall, they have a 50% market share. If you look at the changing trend and how it is being influenced, so more and more people are eating outside. And if you talk about the overall demographics shift as well, so almost 44% of the people live below 24 years. So more school children, more college, more working professionals are going out eating. And we are looking at almost a 600 million population that are eating outside, and they are the target market as well for us. And if you talk about the working population itself, almost 42% of the population are between 25 to 54. So it's a very good market, and more urbanization is also affecting it. More people, more female, more nuclear families. So people living away from home due to work, so they are eating out more, and they look for a quick, affordable option, which Nugget Nation also provides with us. And we can also see the changing trend with almost once every week that Indians are eating, and 4 to 5 times a month. And we also reaching near the standards internationally. Also, if you see Spain, Canada, US are eating almost like more 4 to 5 times a week. And overall, though expenditure is increasing slightly, we have a large scope. If you compare to the leading countries, which are almost like US, we can see almost a $2,000 expenditure outside for the meals. If you look at the overall investment proposal, what the value proposition that Nugget Nation provides. So innovation and product mix. So their product and their menu keeps on changing as per the trends, and they keep on trying new and new items. So each and every franchisee would be receiving this advantage where new product and regular update to the menu and new products would be coming based on the trends that we are seeing. We're also seeing uncompromised quality. So quality checks are there done from the franchise company side as well. And once the produce is being supplied to the franchisee from the home kitchen, the quality checks would be done. So everything would be provided at a very best quality, including the local sources that we'll be contacting with for helping you with the local supply as well. Strong supply chain network. So very good central kitchen would be there to provide you with the frozen batter or the fresh produce, which is there, and also tying up and providing delivery to each and every franchisee, which is there. If you look at the quick and premium quality service, which is there, so the QSR format or your FSR, so quick delivery include, but ensuring that a premium quality service is provided to each and every customer, which is there. The model is very highly acceptable, not only in your tier 1 cities, but also in your emerging towns where more people are getting influenced with the urbanization culture that we are seeing in the previous slide as well. And more people prefer starting eating out. And this provides a very good opportunity for them to have enjoy this experience at a very good price, affordable price points. If we also look at the overall structure that we are providing through Nugget Nation, so it's a highly investable model where we have different formats that we'll be looking in the coming slide as well. 4 types of opportunity for all the franchisees to invest in, and different designs work in different locations as well. So they have an opportunity to have different formats that they can invest into as well. So ideal partner that we're looking into, so it could be a new investor or from a reputed, they want to invest in the reputed brand, and they can give time to the restaurant and focus on day-to-day operations. We're also looking at people who already have good locations in higher affluent residential, mall or high street areas with the investment capacity, and they prefer investing in the franchisee rather than you're just renting it out or leasing it out. Also, we're targeting young entrepreneurs who want to have a new setup and open their investment. So the person needs to be, it should be preferred if they already have a food service industry experience. However, also successful aspiring entrepreneurs can also invest in the company. They also need to be goal driven and passionate about the customer service. So we'll be interacting with customers on a day-to-day basis. So they need to be passionate about it and also be good with the customer relationship management that they want. If you look at the overall rollout plan, so in the first phase, Nugget Nation plans to target the North Zone, and they're looking at opening more than 20 plus outlets. And with the pan-India expansion in the phase 2, we plan for more than 50 plus outlets. So initially, we are looking at Punjab, where Chandigarh, Amritsar, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, and we can also look at other markets. Delhi, we'll be covering all the 5 key zones, which is there in Delhi. And UP, initially, we'll be targeting Noida. Haryana, we'll have Gurgaon and Faridabad, where we have all the population and your workforce and all other market, which is your very lucrative market. And post that, we'll be expanding to different territories and also looking at different key markets in different parts of India as well. If you look at the overall model, we are following the FOFO model from Nugget Nation, which is your franchisee owned, franchisee operated. So franchisee would be operating the franchise by following the different guidelines that Nugget Nation would be agreeing with the franchisee. Only in the Tri-City area, we'll be following the franchisee owned company operated. So being set up in Chandigarh, so all the Tri-City model will be following FOCO. However, for all other markets, we'll be following the FOFO model, where we'll have a unit franchisee having the 4 options that we talked about. So quick service restaurant, which is your typical takeaway or delivery. And then we'll have your FSR, which is your diner, where we won't have alcohol, which is your family, you get together for school children and your college people, and a quick party for your office people as well, including CDR. So in diner with alcohol primarily we'll be serving only beer and looking at only serving beer rather than other kind of spirits. As we'll also see later on that beer really goes along with the nuggets and the chicken nuggets, and it's also a very highly growing market in India, which serves as an additional revenue stream for the franchisee. Another concept which is very famous in Delhi NCR and other parts as well in North, BYOB, which is bring your own bottle. So we'll also be covering this concept where we'll have a dining setup for it, and people can bring in their own alcohol along with it for their setup as well. So currently we have a QSR setup in Chandigarh outlet in the main market, and we're also planning to open another soon near the market as well. So covering each setup, each model type one by one. So first we'll be covering the QSR format. So QSR, as we saw, it's a very big restaurant type. So almost 34% of the market share in restaurant comes from the QSR format. And it's also seeing a growth rate of almost 17.3 CAGR, which is a very high growth rate. And we also expect it to grow from 1,400 billion rupee market to almost a 3,200 rupee market by 2024. So it's a very big opportunity for us to be investing in, as it's a low investment model, highly profitable, and you can easily tie up with raw material suppliers, quick services, and we need minimum staffs and minimum access for this. So it's a very good opportunity. And if you look at the 2 approaches that we'll be following with the QSR format, one would be your approach would be your takeaway restaurant. So restaurant would be open in one of the main areas of the markets in the cities, where basically the primary sources of revenue would be your takeaways, and also be food delivery through different apps like your Swiggy, Zomato, etc. The area that we're looking into is your 300 to 350 square feet. So not a big setup that we require for takeaway, a decent size, a decent investment that we've been needing over here. Other aspect in association with this format, we can also look at as food court. So food court, basically, we are looking at franchisee can have a setup similar to a takeaway restaurant in popular food courts in malls and other areas. And they can also utilize the seating arrangement. So they won't necessarily need seating arrangement, and food court facility can be utilized. So any additional CAM or additional charges from the mall would be borne by the franchisee if they're looking for a food court setup approach. The second approach that we want to talk about is your fast service restaurant. So basically what we're looking at is a compact dining model. So around a 600 square feet area that we're looking into. So basically we'll be targeting affluent area or higher footfall markets, and also could be near a premium category shopping complexes. So over here in the dining would be provided as a revenue stream, your takeaway and your delivery. So three modes of revenues that we can earn as a franchisee. And also we are seeing a reasonable seating size of almost a 20 to 30 seater minimum that we are seeing. So people can not only take away the food, but they can also come in, have their meal and enjoy the food as well. So it's basically, we see that more and more school children and college and other of professionals are seeking these joints out. So it's a very good opportunity where they'll be getting comfortable ambience and the food cost is at a reasonable rate. So high quality at a reasonable rate that we are targeting as well. The third mode of that we're looking into is your casual dining with alcohol. So more and more people own and their spending power increases. So especially for after office parties, more and more people look for good food along with the alcohol. So it's a good opportunity for families and also working professionals to go in, have comfort food at a reasonable cost provided to them along with alcohol. So as I mentioned, alcohol, we are primarily targeting only beer, which goes along well with all the chicken and other kind of products that the company is offering. And also we're looking at 800 to 1200 square feet, as we'll also have alcohol served and a bigger restaurant. So what we're also targeting is good areas, high footfall markets, a good area near us, highly premium shopping complexes that we're seeing. So over here, we'll have three opportunities as well as before: dine-in, takeaway, and delivery. Plus, we'll also have the alcoholic drinks as beer being served as an additional revenue stream. So we'll have 4 streams of revenue that we are seeing, and the seating area that we are targeting is around 50 to 60 seater minimum that we're looking. So the comfortable ambience and the food cost would always be their key factor. Nugget Nation from their side would be helping the franchisee with any kind of liquor serving license that they would be needing, and with any support that will be needing to procure this license. However, it would also always be preferred that if somebody already has the existing license, that would also be helpful. As we also talked about beer market as an additional revenue stream. So in India, we saw it is growing at a CAGR of almost 11%. And we project it to grow from 5.5 liters to almost a 9 billion liters. So it's almost doubling in the next 4-5 years. So a very good additional revenue stream that we can see into. The fourth concept, which is a unique concept, and more people are preferring this concept, especially in the north areas, and it is also there in other parts of the country as well, which bring your own bottle, and most commonly also known as bring your own booze. So what happens in this concept is you'll have your typical dine-in concept as you had in your CDR format, but over here what customers do, so customers purchase their own alcohol. So main key concept that key question is that there are limited liquors or the spirits that a restaurant usually holds, and more people prefer having their own kind of alcohol that they want to eat with the food. So through this BYOB concept, people can bring in their own alcohol, their own booze, and can utilize the facility of the restaurant, and then they can also purchase all the food and all the other charges which are there along with it. So the setup which we are looking at is 800 to 1200 square feet. Over here, the key concept would be near office complexes. So what we've seen in the latest trend that we are seeing high footfall areas or near office complexes. It is a very good concept where we have more and more people, working professionals, coming to these after their office hours are finished, or also having their office parties and team parties. And just a casual going to the restaurant, eating out, and also getting their own alcohol. So all the hassle of from the franchisee side also, they don't need to keep all these alcoholic drinks with them, as they'll be brought in by the customers. So it gives them an additional opportunity as a dine-in plus a alcohol drink which the customer is bringing into the picture. So more people end up eating over here, more people come for the parties as well. So reasonable seating that we are seeing around 40 to 50 seater, and comfort, ambience, and reasonable food. So any kind of liquor serving licenses over here. So we don't need to keep alcohol in the setup. So usually what we've seen is there are different costs involved with keeping a liquor and alcohol. So we are in this concept, we will not be dealing that, but we'll also be supporting with any licenses need that we need. Excuse me. The other support that we'll be providing, so it's not limited to this. So pre-opening and post-opening, both sides will be getting the support. So pre-opening, while we're seeing, so site selection, helping you get the good site and getting any kind of approvals or license approvals, we'll be supporting with that. The company would be, and any kind of unit design, the brand logo, all these designing and all the concept would be done through the company, and they would be provided. And layout suggestions would also be helped with by the company. Site design, development, or the complete equipment sourcing. So all these support would be provided to each and every franchisee through the company itself. Also, it would be a mandatory training which would be done for each and every franchisee. So before they open their operations, they'll have to go through different kind of training. So how the food is prepared, how we function, how the restaurant needs to be functioned. So each franchisee would be provided this training by the company. And also the operational manual, the recipe manual would also be provided to each and every franchisee. Also, we'll be helping with set up all the technical support for your billing, inventory, and other needs that would be needed. What we'll need after post opening, so any kind of product supplies from the central kitchen or the local sourcing, the company would be helping the franchisee and provide these supplies. And also the menu innovation. So as I mentioned, Nugget Nation keeps on focusing on having new trendy food and new innovations done through their menu. So all these kind of innovation would be regularly done through their central kitchen, and each and every franchisee would get the benefit of any kind of new product or new invention coming into the picture. We are also looking at national level marketing and brand pull to be done by the company to help provide more footfall for each and every franchisee. And at a local marketing level, we'll be focusing on the franchisee to do all the local marketing. So at the national level, as we saw, through different exhibition, events, social media platforms, the company would be providing the publicity and other promotional scheme activities to be done by the company. Then we'll continue with the technical support. So we'll have a central server where all franchisees are listed and associated with. So all kind of inventory needs, all kind of food supply issues or food supply needs would be catered through technical support, and the billing also would be done through this central server that we're looking into. If we talk about the overall financials for 5 years that we're looking into, so 4 formats that we have. So QSR, FSR, your CDR with the liquor, and the BYOB concept. So investment ranges from your 21.5 lakhs in a QSR format to a 27 lakh in FSR. CDR, as we also have liquor and other expenses, it goes up to 62 lakhs around roughly, and also BYOB around 35 to 36 lakhs that we are looking into as an investment. Franchisee fee would vary from 4 lakh all the way to 10 lakh for CDR with liquor, and BYOB 8 lakh and FSR at 6. Gross margins overall, we are seeing almost like a 60% for each and every concept. And average EBITDA would go from 12% or 14% all the way to a 10%, depending on the investment and the type of format as well we are seeing. Average ROI, we are expecting at least 60% from each format around, and almost going up to like a 75% from a FSR and 64% from a liquor. The payback period on the investment, we're looking at on an average 24 to 25 months. So 25 for QSR, 22 for FSR, and 24 and 25 for CDR with BYOB. Overall, royalty of 6% would be charged for each and every format. Rest all the investment and the franchisee fee would be provided, and all the products would be provided to the franchisee by the company itself. Thank you so much. I'll hand it over to Ms. Sonia for the question answer round. And please feel free to mention all the questions in the chat group that we have.
Thank you so much. Thank you for presenting the opportunity. I also thank Vishwadeep ji for bringing this unique concept to all our investors and friends. I'll also request all of you, if there are any questions that you want to ask, I would request you to put these questions, write these questions in the Q&A box, and I would read these out on your behalf. And if you have any spot location already identified, because I did see somebody asking for a food court model. If you already have a location either owned by you or identified by you where you think you can open, please go ahead and also use that in the Q&A box, and I will take it up. So quickly, I would also give a brief maybe recap on the model, which has been at length detailed already. But quickly, I would also give you a brief on how it started. And Vishwadeep ji did talk about it. And I would say that he worked very hard in putting this innovative format to life. And there's a lot of research, that went into the entire menu or product engineering also. And they spent also the last 2 years perfecting their menu before they actually launch their franchise model. And if you look at this category, this is a fast favorite food globally, and all leading global brands have this category as a mandate in their offering. And even recently I was studying, I will not name the brand, but one of the leading American brands, they didn't have nuggets as a part of their offering, and they had to add that as a part of their offering because they wanted to cater to a new I would say audience, including families started coming in, children, kids. It is a big rage with kids globally. So it's a very competitive market where they're currently running, which is sector 8, a very popular market with foodies. And this is a format which is Nugget on the go, which actually started with. And we have two models, which is franchisee and franchisee operated. And this is what they would look at for all locations outside the Tri-City and Chandigarh, where in case of Chandigarh, they would also be open for doing a franchisee owned, a company operated model. And they've made all their formats very, very dynamic, starting with QSR, which they're already running in sector 8, and going with a model which is CDR with and without the alcohol, and also BYOB model, which is becoming very, very popular. And it requires comparatively a bigger area because it needs seating for people, because mostly when people come at places like these, they come in groups, and hence a bigger area is needed. About 22 lakhs to 65 lakhs is the overall outlay of the investment in 4 of these formats. So Vishwadeep, my first question to you, and friends, you can keep writing in. आपके जो questions होंगे मैं आपके behalf पे लूंगी विश्वदीप जी से. So Vishwadeep ji, my question, while I know this started by you, and why this and there are a lot of people who actually fear bringing something innovative to the market, and perhaps I don't know, there are many other companies which are actually doing. So if you can just give me and also our audience some understanding, and how you started, and why this category you felt very potential about.
Yeah, so the reason we started was that in my city in Chandigarh, fries, they're a rage. Like everyone loves having fries. And the only thing that gives a competition to fries can be a nugget. Maybe any leading American fast food brand, all they have in their sites is either fries or nuggets. And with the increasing range of people, trying to have fries in a different ways, we just wanted to introduce something which has an even more bigger customer base. I mean, fries is just for the vegetarians. The platter that we serve for the nuggets, it also it caters to the non-vegetarian audience as well. And like I would also like to mention that whatever we serve at Nugget Nation comes with a side of fries. So again, it's nuggets and fries. It's a good combination of what everyone likes to have. Children, people who are setting up a post-meeting drinking session, anything that's there, anything that goes well with your drinks, anything that goes well with the kids, we have it. So that was the motivation. We just wanted to have something different that is not easily available, as a variety. I mean, you do get basic nuggets everywhere, but more than 20 kind of nuggets, no one is serving. So that was the motivation to start up with Nugget Nation.
Right. And I also feel the beauty about this model, unlike many other businesses, especially in the food that we do, it comes with a lot of operational complexities. And this business comparatively, I would say, is idiot proof. आपका जो wastage होता है वो भी comparatively बहुत कम होता है. In many cases, I would see, there might be zero wastage because you don't have a product, which gets spoiled. So Vishwadeep, how does the unit economics, of this business works? One second, my question will also be on the supply chain, because the sourcing of the raw material is also something very, very important. So how does that take place? How are we sourcing the entire material? How does our supply chain works? One. And second, second, which I had asked you was, how does unit economics of this business model works? Kya hamara average sales aata hai? What kind of, average pricing are we looking at? If you can also help us understand that. And while we do that, I don't know if we already have a handy picture or our menu, if we can also show our clients, or I would say investors who have come in, maybe a picture of the menu and the offering that we have. Over to you.
Yeah, so coming back to the first thing, like what is the supply chain and how we have been working over the past 3 years. So to break it down, first 2 years have all been about trying to achieve the perfect flavors and the taste and to hit the palate of the city, right? Over the past 1 year, we have been trying to maintain a consistent flavorings across the menu and a very, very consistent supply chain. So every nugget, we make hand battered nuggets. We don't use frozen nuggets, right? So the question comes in the consistency, the wastage, portion control. So what we do is we, like for a franchise, as a franchise, like someone who gets a franchise, they'll be getting pre-marinated cut pieces of raw chicken, vacuum sealed as per the portion sizes. For example, one portion of chicken nuggets has 200 grams of nuggets. That is what you get in a vacuum sealed pack, which is pre-marinated, pre-cut. So there's no butchery, there's no wastage. It's portion control. The staff over there just has to open a 200-gram package, dredge it, fry it, and put the seasonings on. The seasonings as well is something, the blend that we make on our own. So that is not something we buy off the shelf. We make the seasonings, we pack them, and we send them in 200-gram packages again. So 10 gram, we have measuring spoons for everything. Everything is so consistent that the moment you open the store, you don't have to worry about the the teething errors with so many food brands face. I mean, we have it's the 3 years experience that we have. The teething issues every food brand face, the wastage, the portion control, the costings, the food cost, everything has been set in a manner that the day we open another store, it's all consistent. And see, again, the motivation behind nuggets, we have engineered the menu in a way that we don't have a very, very big inventory. You don't have to stock up and hog on to a lot of things in the store. It's a limited inventory. We have curated a menu in a way that it has lots of items, but not a very big inventory. So which is also a plus point when it comes to opening a store or owning a franchise. Then we'll come to I forgot what was the third part, the sales that we do. Right. So in a city like Chandigarh, which is not a very populous city, we don't have a lot of population, but in Sector 8, we do somewhere around 30 to 35,000 per day. That is not including deliveries. This is just what I'm talking about, the takeouts. 30 to 35,000 a day is our sale on the weekdays, and 55 is what we do on a weekend. And deliveries, then additional bonus to us. So for a food cost, that is not for a product cost. I wouldn't say food cost. I would say product cost. For people who are listening, product cost includes the packaging. So in takeout, we have to include the packaging cost within our food, because see, it goes out with every order that we're pushing out. The packaging has to be included. So the product cost that lands up for my product is somewhere between 38 to 42%, which varies. And I would say that it's a very decent controlled model that we have right now. And even before franchising, we have made sure that we have our feet steady on the ground before we go on expansion.
And it also seems, because this model is I would say standardized, you don't need too much of people in the outlet. Even the resources, I'm sure, which are needed comparatively would be lesser than a typical QSR would need. So how many resources ideally we need? Is there some specific training that you impart to them? And would you also want to talk about the other expenses? I didn't see royalty. Are we taking any royalty from the overall sales? Is that something that is fixed? Is that variable, a percentage that we are taking?
Yeah, as of now, we think of 6% royalties over the sales, but I do believe that we'll be putting up slabs over it. Just if the franchise, like if you open up a store and the franchises aren't doing the committed sales, I don't think we'll be putting up pressure on them on the royalties. I mean, we'll be more than happy if the franchise sustains and does business the way we are doing at Sector 8. And only after then we'll be putting up the franchisee royalty slabs. So yeah, that is for the royalties.
Typically, what is the bottom line, after taking out all these expenses, what is the bottom line, on an average, which a franchisee would be left with, because about 38-40% you said would be the food cost. And I'm assuming with that 6% added, this becomes about, 44 odd percent. And then we have rental, we have manpower, utility, all put together. So, broadly, if you can advise what would be the ideal percentage for somebody, and also if you're looking at 4 of these formats, right, which is the smaller and the bigger, and also BYOB format, on an average, what typical rentals and throughput, each outlet would give?
Yeah, so I would say for a sale of maybe 10 lakhs, a person can easily take out 4.5 lakhs for that kind of sales, which is a huge number. Why I would say that, because see, the food costs are controlled. We don't need extensive labor. We don't need a 20,000-25,000 rupees chef working at the model. The salary brackets comparatively are very low because everything comes in, controlled, packed, portioned, and we just need, we don't need skilled labor over there. So the salary brackets come down, the food costs are controlled, and that is the reason people who are interested in getting a franchise can take out the major chunk, even including the 6% royalties. So that is the figure. That's a rough figure, I would say. I mean, I'm pretty sure Samarth can obviously help up with the better understanding of dynamics of the 3 models, how much a person can make out of it. But this is what we have made in the past, and this is what I believe that person will be opening up will be making out of it.
And also, I would also, like you to advise on the format. We've talked about the franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated format. Now, when we look at a franchisee-owned, company-operated format, what are the financial dynamics of the same when the company manages? Who takes care of the operating cost? What is that a franchisee gets in a business like this? And are we looking at FOCO across all these 4 formats, or would that be limited to maybe 1 or 2 of such formats?
See, that is something that we are yet to explore, right? So FOCO is what we are focusing as of now in the Tri-City region, and even in the closer regions of Punjab to the city, because we as a brand, we are very it's like a baby to us. So we would like to take care of it as much as possible. So when it comes to the franchise-owned company-operated models, the corporations are under our control, and we make sure that every functioning is being done the way we do at our anchor store, right? So franchise-owned company-operated model is what we're looking at as of now. We take care of everything: the operations, the staff, the staffing, their training, the equipments that we procure. Everything will be taken care of by us in the franchise-owned company-operated model. A person who is just putting in money and just have to sit, relax, and enjoy the incomes that will gain.
So is it only FOCO that we want to focus if we have somebody who wants to operate and own at the same time in Tri-City? Is that also option available with them, or you want to only look at franchisee-owned company operated in your Tri-City and Chandigarh?
Again, depending on the locations. For the nearer, to the nearer operations to our base kitchen, we're looking at from a franchise-owned company operated. FOCO is also on the shelves. Nothing is off the shelf as of now.
Okay, and so does a franchisee get some kind of a revenue share in that case of FOCO? He gets a minimum guarantee on the investment he makes. So have we formulated something that we can discuss, or you think we want to do that one-to-one with our investors who are keen?
I would suggest that we do one-to-one with our clients who are interested in a FOCO model or a FOCO model.
Yeah. Which are the markets, because Chandigarh is a very competitive market, especially when it comes to food. They're food lovers, and also the market that you're operating is very competitive. So which are the markets in Chandigarh you think, this concept when launched would do well? Because you mentioned also about your online inquiries which come and deliveries that you do. So I'm sure you are sitting on some kind of data intelligence of where the demand currently is coming in. So would you want to identify and tell our investors who are here, kaun si locations within Chandigarh and Tri-City, including Panchkula, would be apt, one? And second, which are the priority cities for you outside Tri-City?
Yeah, so I'll tell you about that. Right now, we're operating Sector 8 Chandigarh. Sector 35 is a highly populous market. We are targeting there. There's Elante Mall in Chandigarh with the highest footfall across the area. In Panchkula, we're looking for Sector 9. And in Mohali, we're looking for Phase 3B2. There's also an emerging market in Sector 68, the airport road. So we do want to scout a location there as well. And again, if we go to a newer city, we'll be, again, tapping on to the high volume markets. For example, if we go to Jalandhar, it's the model town. If we shortlist Ludhiana, it's the Kips market. So these are the kind of locations we are trying to scout in other cities as well.
Okay. And what, according to you, Vishwadeep, because I understand you also don't come with the prior food experience, and that was the first slide I also saw where the partners need not come with any franchise experience or running maybe a food outlet, because the entire operations are idiot proof. Anybody can be trained to run and operate, but I'm sure there must be some prerequisites for a franchise partner. And how would you qualify your partner to become a franchisee?
See, I was fairly young when I started the business, and the only thing that I look for. So there's two things to it. Either a person understands the food business very well, if they have prior been into it and they want to expand their portfolios. That is the kind of people you're looking for. Or young people who are driven by passion, right? People who can take the responsibility, who can take the charge of owning up a brand and help us expand as well. See, we'll be giving the back support, we'll be doing everything else. But if the person who takes up our franchise is not passionate enough, I don't know how that works. So that's the two kind of people we are looking at. Like either people from the F&B background or people who are passionately driven.
So great, that's helpful. And I also see people asking for what menu do we have, and what kind of pricing do we keep. I don't know. I have a menu with me. If I can show that, I'm not too sure if that's the right one, but this is something which I found. And friends, here it goes. And Vishwadeep, you can confirm if there is something else to also be showed in case you have. And I found it very interesting. In fact, the names that we have, they're very catchy for the young millennials generation, and even for the children, including you have the Super Shake also as one of your offering. So very interesting, guys. This is it. You want to talk a little bit, Vishwadeep, on the offering that you have? And all these names I can reckon with, because I have children, my kids who would love to have these options. So anything that you want to add on the menu? What offering is it? Are we also working? Because I understand you have worked very hard on the entire product engineering and the menu offering, and you keep innovating yourself along with your head chef. So over to you.
Yeah, so I would like to correct you there. I am the chef at the store, and each and every recipe that has been put on the menu has been specially being curated by me. I've been cooking since I was, I guess, 9 or 10, and the whole thing has been come from me. So from the menu, we have tried to keep the names very, very quirky and very youth oriented. As I said, we have established ourselves as a very youth oriented American street brand, right? So that is what we cater to. Even if you see the names, we have got Chick and Cheese, there's Suicide Squad, like there's I'm So Cheesy Nuggets. So these are the kind of things that we are pushing. That's the brand language we're pushing onto. I mean, if you can show can you log on to Instagram as of now, Sonia?
No, I would not have an access. Maybe you can put on your Instagram and show the pictures. And there's one picture, friend, which we have for the outlet that is already running. And there are more that you can also see. This is what one of their outlets in Sector 8 looks like. And even the look and feel is sturdy, nice. And how big is this, Vishwadeep? How big is this particular outlet that you run?
As of now, this is a small outlet. It's 150 square feet, and that is the area I'm looking for. Yeah.
All right. And because we've talked about minimum area of 300 square feet, if we have a good location like you have in Sector 8, and especially a food court, I did see somebody in the audience also talk about, will there be a difference in the investment? Because some investment on the capex interiors would also get reduced. So is there a possibility when the area is less, or a format like this that we want to put in place, our investment comes down?
Yeah, I'll tell you. See, we are not a packaging oriented brand, which is a trend going on for the past few years. We focus just on the food. So our more investment goes into the kitchen side, and that is going to be consistent across all the models, maybe the QSR, maybe anything else. The kitchen setup more or less remains the same. It is the interior and the fitment cost that goes up. So we are an American diner themed QSR. And when we open a full-fledged restaurant with sitting, that is the brand language we'll go on to. It won't be the fitment cost. We're making sure of that. The fitment cost won't go above the sky and beyond. We are trying to having a very controlled decor system and fitment cost that we plan on future references.
Helpful. Great. So, I also saw one of our participants from Delhi, Gurgaon area, which is NCR. So would you be open for locations in NCR too?
Yes, definitely, yes.
And then this would be a franchisee operated model.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question, which also struck me, we've seen the menu. If you have any pictures, if you can get hold, maybe you can show them. And what would be the difference in terms of our offering in all these 4 formats? Because I understand our menu would also need a little bit of extension when we talk about a bigger format, our pricing and all that would also need some kind of thinking. So kya differentiation in terms of our offering would be there from maybe a QSR format to a maybe a BYOB format to a CDR format?
So the offerings in terms of the menu that we'll serve, obviously QSR have a restricted menu. It's more of a takeout. When it comes to a bigger, probably a diner or a cafeteria kind of a thing, we have a bigger menu that we have with us. And then again, that menu comes out of the similar inventory that we're gonna have. So managing inventory and the portion controls and the food cost won't be an issue again. And yeah, so we have a menu lined up for that. If I may share the screen, I can show you the menu.
Sure, you can. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Just a second. I'll have to grant access. That's the thing on Mac. So
You do have access, you are panelist.
Yeah.
You have to click on share screen.
yeah. Just a second for that.
While you do that, how many years are we signing the agreement for? This was a question from Mr. Karan Arora. How many years and yes, tenure of the agreement.
It can be 3, 5, and 7. We're looking on 3 formats there.
So if you're looking at 3, does somebody give an extra renewal fee for the subsequent years?
Of course, yes. Like there's going to be a. I'll have to, sorry to interrupt, but I have to reopen Zoom if I have to share the screen. So I guess we can do
Okay,
that.
that's okay. Friends, I would request, I think because we can't do it now. Anybody who's looking at any kind of pictures, details, we can.
Am I
you've
sharing
got your
it now?
screen? Yeah,
Yes.
got your screen.
Yeah, so this is the Instagram page. And these are the kind of posts that we put up. It's a very youth oriented, the kind of captions that we put up and everything else. Just for their better understanding of the brand, I can play some of the campaigns that we do on social media. And we have got a decent reach. Like we put up reels and we have a reach of around 40,000 over that. That's the kind of. That's the kind of videos that we put up for our marketing campaigns. Like for one in Chandigarh, this is what we had done. Yeah. And then we run a lot of campaigns and social media things. We have burger weekends. We celebrate Women's Day. We collaborate with the gyms across and every other activity that's happening. And we're also here. This is the menu that we have. So these are the signature creations that we have. We have bifurcated a menu on 2 different classes. It's the classic nuggets and the signature creations. The classic nuggets are more or less, they're seasoned nuggets with different kind of flavorings. And you can select a side of either onion rings, fries, or probably mac and cheese that you can get as a side. that is priced somewhere around 270, 280 for the basket that you get. Then there are signature creations, the General Tso nugs, the Suicide Squad nugs, Sticky Barbecue, New York Pizza nugs. These are the nugs that we toss up in sauces and serve as a platter. For example, General Tso is something very similar to, I would say, a chili chicken, but then again, it is our take on it. So it comes with fried noodles and a different kind of sides. Nashville Numb is one of the highest seller. It is a really spicy nugget, and you get it with a serving of garlic bread. It's our take on Nashville fried chicken. And so is the Suicide Squad, like something we have something on the menu that is called Suicide Squad. So Suicide Squad is kind of a challenge. The nuggets are so spicy that we have to serve a glass of milk with it.
Oh,
I mean, yeah. So, people take it as a challenge. Then we have the vegetarian creations. Everything is being made fresh at our base kitchen, made with the jalapeno poppers or the shroom magic or the mac and cheese nuggets. We make them fresh at our base kitchen, and even for a franchise, we'll be making them and sending them over as a portion package of 8 pieces with 40, 60 gram fries as sides. Then again, we have tot shots and nuggets. Basically, it's our take on fries. That is our way of serving fries. That's how we serve. Apart from this, we have really restricted our menu. We don't want to go way off the menu like many other brands do. Our expertise is in frying chicken, and we have applied the same formula and recipe to the Nugget Nation burger, and that's the burger that sells the most. And we have our own City gravy. That is what we put the same Nugget Nation burger patty into and roll it out to the customers. So we just have 4 burgers on the menu, and they're all being created from the same flavor. Well, on these fests and all as a takeout. And summers is going really well. It's got nugs on the go. So on the bottom you have your drink. There's a straw coming in from the center, and on top you have your food, probably nuggets and fries. So we have done like amazing fests. We have sold like thousands of these over the past few years. I mean, this is the concept we're really proud of. It's called Nugs on the Go. I mean, you can see the picture over here at the bottom.
Great. I think this is very, very helpful. I think all these pictures are very vibrant. It calls, like I said, a new audience altogether. And friends, like I mentioned, they're already doing great. And Vishwadeep being the chef himself, the entire menu offering has been directly curated by himself. So I'll request all of you friends, if you have any questions that you want to have, because we already done in terms of our time for the webinar, but I see a lot of response coming in, and we are open for locations outside Tri-City also. In city, which is Chandigarh, Mohali and close by, we would also be open for doing a franchise-owned company operated outlet. And Virendraji, you want somebody in our team to connect with you. So we have our team member in Chandigarh office, Ms. Chavi. She would reach out to you. And we're also arranging a discovery day. Discovery day वो दिन होता है जहाँ पे हम one-to-one meetings आपकी कराते हैं, especially for all the people in and around Chandigarh. I would request if you can block your time, because it is going to be a busy day for 11th of January is the date that we're doing, which is Tuesday, Discovery Day. If you want to block your time, you can do that. For reasons, if you don't have availability on that day, our teams can also speak and understand the availability for any alternate day. And we'll also be able to share you all working on the financials, which I did see being asked from Hiteshi in NCR, and Virendraji from Mohali will organize your meeting. Great. So yes, I also see Karan Aroraji, you are eligible for even rental property. So the property can be owned by you, or it can also be rented. So before we close, Vishwadeep, I'll request if you can give a closing remark to all the audience. And friends, we've already put our hotline number in the chat box, which is 9717683838. And the feedback is ID is feedback@franchisee.in. आप इस पे लिख सकते हैं, बात कर सकते हैं, कॉल कर सकते हैं, WhatsApp कर सकते हैं, and our teams will come back to you. So Vishwanath, over to you for your closing remarks, and then I will request Ashna to kindly conclude. Over to you.
I mean, it's been amazing right now to put our brand out and, tell people about it, and the kind of questions, like, it really tells that people are interested. And, I've been going through the questions over here, and I genuinely think that we can collaborate with, we can get on with a lot of people here and start expanding a brand.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vishwanath.
So thank you so much, Vishwaji. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am. Thanks so much for joining in today. We would like to thank all our dear friends for joining in today this particular webinar. Please connect with us in case you wish to have again one-to-one interaction with Mr. Vishwajit. Please connect with us at our business hotline number. The number is 9717683838. We have shared the same number as well as our email ID on the chat box. Also connect with us at the different social handles to give you valuable suggestion and feedback, because that will help us in improving our process. And in case you wish to understand more about the different business opportunities, business options, and the services offered by Franchise India team, please join Gaurav sir and Sonia at their LinkedIn IDs. LinkedIn platform is available for you for more of the assistance and guidance. And tomorrow under our 12 p.m. webinar, we are inviting you for our IA Advantage program. This program will define about various services offered by us. So don't miss this chance where our expert will come and talk about this great opportunity. So do registration with us. Registration can be done either by joining us at the Facebook page or go to our hotline number. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day ahead. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, friends. Good day.